So today we're going to be fitting up the wireless elect brake. What you've got here is your main wireless brake control unit. So that either bolts or ties, or however you'd like to mount it, onto your trailer A-frame, which we'll have a look at in a minute. And it is truly a plug and play kind of setup, because all we need to do is use this 7-pin adapter, and that plugs straight into the controller and then straight into your vehicle's existing 7-pin plug. So these are Australian made and owned. They are a fairly new product on the market, and they are 10-minute setup to go from out of the box working on your trailers. We've got it set up in less than 3 minutes on the A-frame of the trailer. It does come with self-tapping metal screws for a more permanent installation, but for now we're just going to zip tie it. Next is the 7-pin adapter piggyback plug. So as you can see, that literally just fits into any 7-pin socket on your existing vehicle. And then what we have here is a female socket, and that will receive your trailer plug, your 7-pin plug, which would ordinarily go straight into the vehicle. But then you can see this wire is routed to the brake controller itself. So the wiring is complete. So as you can appreciate, that really is a very quick and simple installation for the elect brake wireless brake controller. Okay, so we're in the vehicle now, and we're going to get the brake controller working. So the way we communicate with the wireless brake controller is via a phone app. We've already downloaded and installed the elect brake wireless brake controller app. So let's just fire that up. That's obviously available in the Play Store and the Apple Store. So the way to power up the wireless brake controller is that we must have our parkers on. Once our parkers are on, power is supplied to the device through the tail lights, and it's able to connect and find the device. If we switch over here to data, so you can see it's reading 11.85 volts off the tail light, nothing off the brake light, and nothing off the auxiliary source. So as explained in the book, the way this thing powers up, you might be wondering, what it's actually doing is it's drawing power from pin 7 in your 7-pin flat plug from the tail light, and it's also getting the signal from pin 6, your brake light. For the brakes to actually activate, as soon as I hit the brake pedal, we get the brake light, you see the voltage coming for the brake light, the green light, and you see an output to the brake controller. And that is the very basic explanation of how the brake controller works, using just your tail light power source, meaning you must drive with your tail lights on, which is not a bad thing. You can have your whole headlights on as well, and that powers the whole system. Right, so now we're back here at the trailer. So the good thing about this, it is wireless. So I've got the app in my hand. I'm back here at the trailer. If I use this big red button, I can actually hear the electric brakes working. Right, so that's on. So the whole system does run off a phone app. So you might be wondering, well, how on earth is that safe? Well, the answer is none of the settings are actually saved in the phone. You can actually run the entire system without the phone app. Once the programming is done and you're happy with the brake controller settings, which we won't go into here, but you can obviously adjust the brake proportionality, the aggressiveness of the brakes, etc., etc. Once all that information is set and stored in this box, the phone app is not actually required. So I can close the phone 100%, and as long as my parking lights are turned on, the elect brake's wireless brake controller still functions exactly as required. If the worst were to happen, the way the system works is that all the settings and all the controls are actually done by the brains, by the box on the trailer. All the information is saved here and not here. All the phone app does is read the information from the box and then set the information in the box permanently if you make any changes to the settings for the brake controller to do its thing. In your vehicle, when you're driving, you are required by law to have your phone mounted in a cradle and have access to to this red button as an override control in case you do need to adjust or use emergency brakes. That is a requirement. Your phone must be in a cradle in reach of the driver, and that complies with all Australian road rules. The idea of this system here is that this box lives and stays on the trailer permanently, so that any vehicle with the correct tow capacity can hook up to this trailer and the electric brakes will function. And that's the great thing about elect brakes. Made in Australia, Australian owned, and available from Dolby Trailers right here in Dolby.